My favorite, I really like two, just because personally, like, I don't know if other actors have this. I've seen some actors tell these stories, but I don't know if the majority do. When you watch a scene or you see an episode or a season, you know, you think more about what was going on in your life. So like when you think about a certain grade in school you were in, a certain level, you don't, you know, you might think about what you learned in that level, but you really think about who your friends were, you know, what your parents were going through, what trips you went on that year. You know, it was more about your life, right? So it's the same thing with acting. Is like when I think of a season, I think about what was actually happening in my life at that time. And season 2 was just so much fun. I have so many memories of Crystal, Colton, and I, Allison and Jackson and I, just running around Atlanta, Georgia. We were kind of on this like permanent vacation from Los Angeles, and it was just a really special time in our lives as a cast. And so many funny memories of Dylan and Hecklin and Tyler Posey, and yeah, it was a very special time in our lives. So season 2 for my personal favorite for my life, but on screen I would say, oh gosh, that's really tough. I liked 5 personally for Lydia's character, for being in the mental institution, and having like warrior banshee Lydia come out and like fighting Lydia. I love that. It was really fun with the stunts and the fighting scenes. And then probably all in all, season 3, just for plot line for everybody's characters.
My another question is if you like to come to Poland again or not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only in Warsaw this trip, so I would love to come back and visit other cities, as well as Warsaw again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I love you so much, and I asked everyone asked you what the favorite, the best memories of Teen Wolf, and I asked what is the worst memories of Teen Wolf, and which scene was the difficult to play for you.
Yeah, I think same as yesterday. It was just like the cold scenes, like when you're just naked and it's raining and it's like I'm trying to think like in Celsius. I mean, it's probably like -12 outside. It was like, you know, 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, you're just so cold that you can't even breathe, and you're working like, at least in that condition, for like 12 hours, 10 hours, and then your whole day is like 16 to 18 hours. So I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but I heard crews, different like cameramen or gaffers will come in, audio guys will say, the rumor was when Teen Wolf was filming that we were like one of the hardest shows on television to shoot, that we had the longest hours, kind of the harshest conditions. It was us and True Blood that had the hardest hours, and we had less money, so it was kind of harder on us. Our show had a smaller budget, so yeah, I would say those were the toughest days. It's just when you're so tired and you're so cold, and I even like cold weather, so I just don't like it naked and it pouring down rain. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
And which actor from Teen Wolf you had the best time in the real life?
Oh gosh, I mean, it's different people for different reasons, you know. I mean, Hecklin and I have known each other way before the show started. Tyler Hecklin and I. We knew each other because our best friends dated each other for like almost 3 years. So I knew him when I was almost before I started acting. Like the year I started acting, I met Hecklin. No, actually, I think it was before I started acting actually that I met Hecklin. So Hecklin and I have known each other for so long. Ryan Kelly, Parrish, we knew, so Hecklin, Ryan Kelly, and myself, we all knew each other. And we even called him Hecklin back then, before there was 2 Tylers. So it was very funny. But yeah, I mean, I knew them. Colton's one of my best friends. Crystal, Tyler and Dylan are very close. Like, it's just different. Ian is my neighbor. We used to put each other on tape for auditions all the time. Just different people for different reasons. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
My question is, what kind of film is your favorite?
Mogę prosić troszkę głośniej?
My question is, which kind of film you prefer as your favorite?
Which kind of film I would like to shoot?
Watch.
Yes. I usually like very sad dramas. I'm like a Debbie Downer. So yeah, I like sad films and I
Why?
like Polish films.
Yeah, but why?
I don't know why. I think there's something very human about them. I think sometimes comedy can be incredibly honest, the most honest, but a good drama, if it's done well, is incredibly honest. And so I love that. I also love like really dark comedies, but to me it's kind of the same intimacy of a dark comedy, like an honest dark comedy, and a really well done drama. It kind of has the same tone to it in a weird way.
So if I ask you, for example, who your favorite drama movie?
That's tough. My favorite movie is Harold and Maude, but again, it's a comedy, but it's like a dark comedy. It's a movie from the 70s. It's really good. I highly suggest you guys watch it. It's called Harold and Maude. But the other, I'm trying to think recently, I loved As Good as It Gets
Oh yeah.
and About Schmidt. I like that movie.
And something
Jack
recently
Nicholson,
that
Clockwork One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Clockwork Orange.
I see you like classics.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I like Revolutionary Road. That was a movie that wasn't really, not people liked it a lot. The Constant Gardener, that's a great movie. Out of Africa.
And something from recent years that touched you?
Yeah, what was that? The Last King of Scotland. I love that movie. I love The Last King of Scotland. And then All the Children's Men. What's that one movie? Oh, I'm so bad with the names. Oh God, I forget that one about abortion. Anyway, there's that movie that was good. I also love like anything with Jason Bateman. Like I just am obsessed with Jason Bateman. So there's a really good movie he directed called Bad Words. Love that movie. And I love As the Rest of the World Does, Kate McKinnon.
Right.
So there's a movie called Office Christmas Party.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I love Jillian Bell too. I have friends that have done projects with her. Colton did a movie with her. Charlie Martinson Carter did a movie with her. She's probably one of the only people I've met and then actually became a fan of her work afterwards because I wasn't aware of her and she's hilarious. So, yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have time for 2 more questions. Are there any questions?
Hi.
Hey, it's me again.
You changed your outfit since yesterday.
Yeah, I have to hit the road later, so. Okay, my question. What happened to Styles' Jeep after the show?
I don't know. I heard one rumor that Dylan has the Jeep, and that was part of the plan. Like I think Dylan was supposed to keep the Jeep, but then I think he thought because it takes a lot of maintenance. That Jeep is the most annoying thing in the world. We love it. It's a character on the show, but I call it the tuna can because it's like we were always filming in really cold environments, and you'd shut that Jeep, and it was like freezing inside that Jeep. There was no insulation at all. It was not warm, and then like it kept breaking all the time, and like with just smell of gasoline throughout the Jeep. Like that thing was so annoying, and I really I give them a lot of credit for Tyler and Dylan because they had to spend so much more time in that Jeep than I did. I got it easy. I had it easy.
And how much tape is on the Jeep?
Pardon?
How much tape is on the Jeep?
A lot of tape was on that Jeep. I mean, we would just fix with more and more tape. It was kind of like a running joke off screen, is you just fix it with tape. But, you know, we love the Jeep. It's like a character, like I said. So I think Dylan was gonna keep the Jeep, but because it takes so much maintenance, it's so much money to maintain, and you really have to know what you're doing. I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I think he said it might be better if it's given to someone else that could take care of it, but, you know, in a better way than he could. So I don't know what happened to it. I should ask Jeff what happened to the Jeep, because I should know. Either it was like, I heard it was going to like some kind of MTV museum, and then I heard Dylan was keeping it, and then I heard one of the transportation guys that worked on our Jeeps a lot, the people that drive the cars around set, that like, if we have base camp, which is where our trailers are, we're on location, you have people that drive you back and forth, and they drive the trailers around when you move locations. So it's a whole department called transportation, and they're mechanics too. They don't just know how to drive. I mean, they're really knowledgeable when it comes to cars. So a lot of times they were the ones fixing the Jeep. So there was also a rumor that one of those guys, they were going to keep the Jeep. So I don't know what happened to that Jeep. I got to find out.